6:23. Welcome back, Romana King, a regular guest for us. She's the real estate expert for Money Sense, and quite the tagline you've got today, January 22nd.
Best day to buy a house today.
And why is that?
It's kind of, we look at all the data and we take a look and say, okay, when can we actually get the best deal? And so I think about 9 or 10 years ago, a brokerage took a look at all this data and said, crunched it all, it was about 660,000 properties, and they realized January is the best, and they realized the third week, Tuesday, that was the best day to buy a house. And, you know, we've repeated, and we realize every year. So 9 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, every year we realize third week in January on the Tuesday, best day to buy the house.
So get past Blue Monday.
Yes.
And then, hey, maybe buy some property. And when you say best day, what is the main difference right now psychologically for sellers that buyers are getting a great deal?
So the reason why, you know, it's now is a great time to buy is a lot of times the houses have been on the market over the holidays. So you've got motivated sellers, because people don't usually sell their house during the holidays or in the winter months unless they have to. There's a reason they have to move for whatever reason. There's a divorce. So now they're motivated, and now it's been sitting, and it's over the holidays, and now we're back in the new year, everything's back to the routine, and then there's a bit of fatigue. So if you're a buyer that wants to sort of get motivated and really sort of negotiate hard, you could probably get a good deal right now because the sellers are motivated.
So of all the research you looked at, difference in price of saying you're going to buy in January versus May or June, what is that savings? So
it doesn't sound like a lot percentage-wise. So it's about 5.5 in sort of Greater Vancouver and about 8.5 in the Lower Mainland percent. But it works out to about $60,000 off the average price, which I'm not going to scoff at. That's a lot of money to me.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to look at buying and I'm okay with a bit of sweat equity on a house, or I don't mind a house that probably needs a bit of fixing up, because that's the sort of house you're probably going to find, or maybe I'm okay with the top dollar at a really great house, but I want to save $60,000. January is a great time to buy.
Okay, well, we have an example, and now we're finally seeing homes of under the $1 million threshold. This is over in East Van. Is this a big trend? Are we seeing more listings under $1 million for detached houses?
Relative. I mean, yes, it is a trend. There's about 6 in Metro Vancouver right now that are under $1 million detached homes. I'd say 2 are livable. 1 is just, you know, plywood and tarps, which is not livable. But this one is really cute. I mean, you can see, you know, it's got the good bones, it's got a lovely fireplace, it's got hardwood floors. So you can see the potential in this. And there's not a lot. I mean, we were looking at these houses, this type of house going for 1.2 at one point. So the fact that it's under $1 million, I think that's a signal to the market. Hey, you cannot get the prices you were getting in 2017 and 2016. So
what are some tips in a down market? Start with the buyers to get a good price where you're not lowballing too much off the top to eliminate yourself from the equation altogether.
Well, the great thing about now is that the buyers have more time. Remember, we'd rush in and we'd skip the home inspection, we'd skip the financing clause. Don't skip that stuff. Put it back in, do your due diligence. I would say all the same applies. Do your research, know your market, and then be ready to buy, but have a lot of those terms that protect you. And I think that if you go in under, but not exaggerated under, go in 5% under, go in 10% under, and then negotiate around that, and you'll be able to get a good deal.
And on the flip side, for the sellers,
you need to be realistic. If you want to sell and you realize that the market's turning, if you're not the best, you know, house on the lot, if you're moving into the spring market, you may be able to get a better price, but now you're competing against the best of the best. So really understand your market and understand that if people are offering a decent price close to your asking, it might be a good time to negotiate down.
And as the climate has changed, I mean, timelines for moving properties, you've come on in the last couple of years saying, hey, some of these spots, condos or houses, were moving within a week. What have you seen trend-wise for time and patience on the part of the seller?
Days in the market has definitely gone up. I think that it's about 43 days on average in December. That's the last sort of month where we have data. So, you know, days on market's 43. In the springtime, we're looking at 25. So there's a big difference. That does mean for the buyer, it's a lot more, you have a lot more time to do your due diligence, and I really strongly emphasize that's what you should be doing. And for the seller, you need to be patient and negotiate and understand you're going to walk away feeling like you gave a little, took a little, and the buyer should feel the same way.
Well, Money Sense has got other resources online for us. Excellent insight, and let's see what we can pull together and maybe get in on a property today.
Absolutely.
Save that 60G, right? Listen, we'll take a break and update.